Hi, welcome back to Live and Breathe Horses, and from an old master trainer to young trainers, which is part 2, or volume 2 of the classical principles of the art of training horses. So today we're looking at the chapter on long reining, which is a really favourite thing of mine. I love long reining, so we already did a video about this, but let's see what Nuno has to say. So the work in long reins can be a precious aid in the training of a horse if it's done with attention to the cadence in which he works, and if it doesn't take too much weight in the reins. That's the key thing about it. So he's just saying there, he's not speaking about presentation long reining, which you see at very high levels. So this is when the horse is trained with the rider first, and then they perform all the moves like piaffe, passage, flying changes, pirouette, in long reins. So the work in the long reins to help the trainer of the horse, the roller, so either with the presentation style standing directly behind the horse's hindquarters, or you can use a roller with rings passing through when you're doing it not on the presentation exhibition level, but more on training the horse, you know, rather than showing the moves of the horse. So this, I personally don't use a roller, because when you want to turn and open the rein out, you know, it goes through the roller, so you can't have such a direct thing if you're turning when you're out and about. I like to go out and about in the countryside with the long reins, but I think it's absolutely a personal preference and whatever works best for you. So he's recommending to use a roller with different positions of the rings, so you can choose, let's see what he says here, choose which rings to use on the roller for the position to place the head of the horse. And the trainer stays further away from the horse's hindquarters, which would obviously be out of the kick zone, just in case. For young horses, work in the long reins on the straight centre line and on geometric circles is very good. A correct halt in long reins is also very good. And for more advanced horses, to piaffe and passage without the weight of the rider can be a precious aid in training. You must constantly pay attention that the horse doesn't put any weight in the long reins. It's a bad thing for the horse to do the piaffe and passage with weight in the reins, or anything really. There's not many of us, I think, here that we're doing that much piaffe and passage, but weight in the reins is never a good thing. So if the horse stays light in the long reins, he can execute those movements without the weight of the rider and develop his movements. And also you can see there's a little bit there he's talking about, you know, from the ground you can see, and if there's weight in the reins, then the horse tends to get the weight in the shoulders and the balance is off, and the hind legs come out behind the vertical, which, as we know, is not where we want to be. So certainly this work is very good, but you also have certain horses that do not work in long reins, and this is for the equerries to choose and decide which horse and which horse not. Every horse is a person with a different nervous system. With an ultra-sensitive horse with a very sensitive nervous system, then I think long reins would not be useful. And that's true, you know, sometimes if they're just too nervous, it's not a good thing. It might be something you can go back to later. You know, for me, the biggest value in long reins is with young horses, teaching them that the aids come from behind and they can go first. You know, to go out and about if you can. Obviously to learn first in the arena and then go out. And it gives them the habit to go first, you know, so it's not like going out leading. They have to go first and the aids come from behind, and they can trust those aids coming from behind. So I hope that's a bit useful for you today. I'm actually going to teach a long reining class this week, so that'll be fun. It's funny that it just came up in the book. So thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next time.